Javier. Quiet on the set. Ray, we're going live in 2, 1. Wait. You're not ready. All right, you guys. Let's try this out. Please hold.
This message is for Raymond Parton.
Oh, who's that guy? Please hold. Thank you, guys, and welcome back.
Look, Ray, let's not do nothing stupid.
Hey, look, Ray, we'll make a new deal, whatever make you happy.
Hey, you want to get high, man?
Damn, I was in that shit, man. I never had no dope like that before in my life, man. That's the heaviest shit I ever smoked, man. I mean, I smoked a lot of shit before, man. But goddamn, man, that's heavy shit.
You okay?
I can't breathe.
What's the matter?
I can't breathe, man.
Well, here. Hey, man. Hey, I got something to mail you out, man. You're just freaking out, yeah.
Keep on knocking, but you can't come in.
Yo, who's on munchies tonight, yo?
Not me.
Like I said, be me. What do you guys want? Get some sour cream onion chips with some dip, man. Beef jerky, some peanut butter. Get some Haagen-Dazs ice cream bars, a whole lot of hot. Make sure chocolate. Gotta have chocolate, man. Some popcorn, bread popcorn, graham crackers. Graham crackers is the marshmallows, the little marshmallows, and little chocolate bars. We'll make some s'mores, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yo. Also celery, grape jelly, Captain Crunch with blue crunch berries. Pizzas, we need 2 big pizzas, man. Everything on them with water, a lot of water.
Hey, why didn't you tell me we're into this shit, man?
Hey, guys.
Out months ago.
No.
Wake up.
Come on, man.
If you guys are listening to this tomorrow morning,
Got my bong out. Come on.
For you, man.
I'd just like to say, have a great day. And if you're live with me here tonight,
Physical reactions. We
What
should
up,
begin
dude?
psychotherapy sessions.
Ray, you're the leader, man.
Hey, I know you don't smoke weed. I know this. But I'm gonna get you high today. Cause it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Where are the movies? I'm serious.
Hey Sam, big, huge fan, first time caller. Here's my piece.
All right.
If marijuana is not legal within the next 5 years, I have no faith left in humanity, period. Everyone likes smoking weed. They have for thousands of years. They're not going to stop anytime soon. You know, it makes everything better. It makes food taste better. It makes music better. It makes sex feel better, for God's sakes. It makes shitty movies better, you know?
This is it, man. This is what your grandchildren are gonna be smoking. Future.
hang on, we're getting ready here,
That's
gang.
amazing. Well,
I got all kinds of
the
stuff
weed
to show you.
Yeah.
in the bag.
Gotta go.
Okay.
You are going to light these 2 ends while I light this end.
Okay.
All right,
Are
guys.
you ready?
All right, guys. Welcome back. To you. Should do a podcast with me, Raymond Vernon Parton the Third. What's up, dude? You guys, it's been like a year, almost to the day, since I lost the house in the hurricane. About 8 months since I've done a podcast. What the fuck have I been doing? Are you supposed to swear right when you start your YouTube videos? No. You guys, though, for real. Aliens, Epstein and Motherships. Oh my. What is happening in the world? There's earthquakes, aliens, orbs, and drones, and Epstein. And they're gonna build an awesome ballroom in the front of the White House. There's so much happening. I'm excited, you guys. Welcome back, like I said, to You Should Do a Podcast. I'm streaming this from an undisclosed location, somewhere in Florida, right through my phone, through all the equipment. I think I've got everything plugged in. Javier is on strike, he said. All the lights went out before we started, so we're using makeshift stuff right now. Is that how you say it, Jav? Don't flip me off. We just started. All right, you guys. Let's start out with just a couple of clips. I'm going to start it out like this, you guys. I haven't seen you, and I missed you too. And I am smoking, so get over it. All right, let's start out with this. You guys, by the way, did I tell you look great today? What'd you do with your hair?
So UFOs are real, and they've been here a long time, and that's the truth. But the lie is coming. All indications, like all of them, is that that lie is going to be that there is a craft slowly making its way to us here on Earth. And that is the lie they're going to want you to believe.
What did he say? Hang on.
It's nuanced, how they explain that, the nature of that threat. But that 100% is the lie you are going to be told. You even got a date. People have been whispering a date for a long time now. I know where that lie comes from. I know specifically what document from the 70s initiated the idea of that lie. A classified document. That is the lie you will be told.
What? Well, that sounds very familiar. Is this out of a movie, you guys? I mean, I gotta turn my head around again. Avi, shut up. The sun's in that thing's as bright as the sun, bro. Look at his tan though on this guy. So, real quickly, I'm all over the place already. That's how I do it. But that was Jeremy Corbell, I believe his name is. He's listen, he gave that warning about a year ago, and I've been talking about this on my podcast for going on just about 10 years. Following every sort of alien, excuse me, take two. Following every alien story there is out there since I was a kid, but about 10 years on the tubes here, and it's like a movie. That guy said that about a year ago, and you can take his word for whatever. I mean, there's people who are very skeptical on how, sincere that guy is or if he's a psyop and all that good stuff. But now he's not mainstream, right? That guy's not mainstream. And now, how old were you when you thought, well, I'll never hear this on the news, right?
The Pentagon's expert warning about a possible mothership coming close to Earth. It may sound straight out of a movie, but the Pentagon and a Harvard scientist have collaborated on a new draft report questioning if we're alone in the universe and whether we've already seen evidence of life beyond Earth.
Because it has anomalies. It moves on a trajectory that is very unusual. It is aligned with the orbit of the Earth around the Sun, and it will get extremely close to the inner planets, like, for example, Jupiter, Mars, or Venus. It will arrive closest to the Sun when the Earth is on the opposite side, so we won't be able to look at it. And that's the point where a spacecraft could make a maneuver to slow down. And it's coming from the direction of the Milky Way galaxy, the center of the Milky Way galaxy, where the sky is very crowded with stars. So that's why it took a while to notice it. And altogether, the chance of this trajectory is less than 0.2% to be aligned with the orbit of the Earth around the Sun, less than 1 part in 20,000 to arrive so close to the other planets. And one wonders, could it be a design trajectory? And I'm not saying that we know, but I'm saying that we need to collect more data to figure out the nature of this object. And if it turns out to be a comet, if it's surrounded by a beautiful cometary tail that is glowing in the sunlight as it gets closer to the sun, so be it.
So that's Harvard professor Avi Loeb saying that. That's a Harvard professor saying that. So now what he said was, could be something or it could be nothing. There's actual scientists that have said, just by him putting these statements out there, it's absolutely absurd and he shouldn't even be throwing these theories out there. But it's a theory by a Harvard professor and scientist or whatever the dude is, Avi Loeb. He definitely graduated top of the class. So I'm listening to that guy and it's like, why are these stories in the mainstream media now? And then I talked to somebody the other day that had no idea this was even happening. So it's like, are they desensitizing us to what's actually going to happen? And, there's a lot of thought that goes into this. And then I started lately just trying to almost not care as much because what am I going to do anyway? I'm just going to continue to go to the beach and paddle my paddleboard around like a goofball. Who knows? If it ends next week, at least I could say I went out paddling. I don't know what you guys were doing. I've been paddleboarding every single day. I made it to the beach for like 60 days in a row, then did 77, and I then started looking like the old lady from Something About Mary. Somebody said, I just got to get a little dog. Boy, I was getting wrinkly. I was turning into a 1970s Spalding basketball. You know, that old leathery one? That's what my neck started to look like. But yeah, if it comes, it comes. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And I can't really care anymore. I just know that there's something out there and we are not alone. And I'm not going to be the guy that says I said it. I told you so. But it's not just a goofball like me saying it now, right? It's a Harvard scientist. So it's like, and what are the drones and what are the orbs and what's happening? Have you guys looked into the Bugosphere? Bugosphere? How do you say it, Javi? You're from Buga. Don't flip me off again. The Bugosphere, if you guys looked into that, it's insane. Is it real? Is it not? How is it even crafted? There's no seams and blah, blah, blah. Go look into that and you're going to blow your own mind. But everything that's happening, earthquakes all over the place, floods every weekend. I think Alsip flooded, Algonquin, all of Chicago. I saw some flooding out there. No, I'm sorry, that was rioting and looting. Wrong place. But there's floods and there's hurricanes and there's orbs and there's UFOs and there's whistleblowers and then there's the Epstein list. Are we... Guys, stop looking at the shiny keys that he's jingling in front of your face and let's focus down the middle here. You were friends with that dude? You hung out with that dude? You got pictures with him? The girl who is no longer with us is the girl who was taken from Mar-a-Lago. Boy, wouldn't it be great if she could tell a story right now? Then Ghislaine got moved. And I don't got nothing to do with that. You know, so, sometimes it happens and some, you know, they just move. You guys, is this all a distraction? Is it real? I don't know, man. I don't know. But then there's this.
I was told that there's been 300 instances of attempted nuclear war. 300 times in the last 70 years, somebody has pushed a button or triggered a suitcase of nuclear weapon. And every single time that has been disarmed by something.
What? Disarmed by
It's
what?
possible that space and time are not linear, and it's possible that our future selves are among us, stopping the nuclear war that we started and wiped out humanity with. And so we are either protecting ourselves from this event, or we are surrounded by many other intelligence that are protecting us because we are special in our capacity to feel so uniquely for our distance from nature.
Because for our capacity to feel so distant from nature, it's like almost like we have a soul. And something out there wants to know, how do we have this soul? There's also a theory that, what's his name? You know, the dude who was on Rogan's show from Area 51. What the heck is his name again? I wrote it down. That dude. You know, the guy who gave up all the secrets. What was his name? Anyway, the big secret that he said that he read in a document, it was about that thick, he said, which basically had hidden documents from the Bible in it, he said. He said, one of the reasons that these aliens want to come here and they don't mean any harm to us. And I know this is out there for some of you guys, right? He's out there on a fucking alien kick. This is all stuff that's out there now. What is his name? Hang on, I got it. But anyway, I'll tell you his name at the end. He said that the reason that the aliens are here, and also somebody told me this, a guy who claimed to be an Anunnaki, and I have his message here. He basically stated that the reason that they wanted just watch us and look over us is because they look at us as containers for a soul. And the reason that they've developed them, and this is what he said to them, or they said to him, that was the whole reason that they designed the Bible, to keep these beings from ruining their containers. What a simple idea. So let's not think too hard about it. Maybe they're just watching over us so we don't do dumb shit, right? Man, I wrote his name down somewhere. The frick is that guy's name? The guy that nobody believed. But anyway, that's why they're here. That's why they're watching over us. That's why they stopped the nukes. That's why they do everything they do, is so that these dumb boobs that they put here a long time ago don't ruin their containers. Guys, listen. These are just the ideas of a guy sitting in his house. Don't get too crazy out there. But I would like to play you this. You know, there's a lot of crazy theories and like, should I even care? And why is this important? And is it important? I don't know.
Imagine. You had mentioned several times that you think that the UFO, UAP phenomena stuff is all spiritual.
I'm satisfied that I know enough, and I don't really want to know that much more. Because what I think I know is, this doesn't help me at all to know that. So that's a conclusion I've reached. I'm usually pretty curious. I've stopped being curious about this because I don't want to know anymore.
You truly don't want to know anymore about it?
I think I know. I think I know what's up. So I can't prove it, so probably not going to articulate it, but I think I know what's up, yeah.
Can you articulate it?
Well, I think it's a really old story. I think it's a really old story. So
what is it?
Well, one, I'm a Christian and I'm fairly sincere about it. I try to be sincere about it.
What was it that led you to believe?
Talking to a lot of people. I was really shocked by what credible people told me. I became completely satisfied, I'll say that they were not lying and that they were right or in the vicinity of right. And then I was like, whoa, I'm out. Because I don't need to go farther than that. I mean, I think that the real struggles are unseen. That is absolutely a part of Christian theology. I didn't fully appreciate it at all. The belief that the real struggles are in the spiritual realm. That has been a constant belief since the beginning of history, recorded history. Everybody has thought that, except us in the West, since 1945. So once you get perspective on this question, you're like, okay, that may sound crazy to someone who thinks buying shit on Amazon is the meaning of life, but to every other person in the world, we may disagree about what the truth is. I'm sure we will, but we will never disagree with the fact that there's a lot of shit going on that we cannot see or measure with our senses. That is absolutely true. What I find so striking about the UFOs, this is the main takeaway I have, is like, there's this debate, is this stuff, these phenomena, which are clearly, obviously real, I mean, there's no debate about that. There's a lot of that people can't explain in the sky and underwater. We know that. Fact. So the debate is this government technology? Is it from outer space or is it some spiritual realm here? I've already told you my view of it. But what I find so interesting, we know the government's lied about it. They're lying about it now. That's a fact. There's no way around that. They have absolutely lied about it in very elaborate ways. I am really struck. Here's my current thinking on it. The main effort that the U.S. government has put into its disinformation, its lying on this topic, has been not to mislead you on the technology. They're not telling me they don't have anti-gravity technology. It sounds from watching your podcast that they do. Their main interest is in convincing you that the supernatural is not real. And if you watch, and there are people in the media who specialize in spreading these lies on behalf of the government. I'm not going to name anybody, but like some of them work. Once you realize what the point of the exercise is, it's crazy. And I hope you'll assess all the fact-checking and the skepticism on UAPs through this lens. The main thing they want you to believe is the supernatural is not real. Well, then you have to ask yourself, like, why?
That's interesting.
It is so interesting. Why is that important to you? Why do you care if I think the supernatural is real? Like, why is that? First of all, why is it? How dare you, as my government, try to get involved in my spiritual beliefs? That's totally not your area. So out of there, okay, A. But B, why has that been so important for 80 years for you to convince me the supernatural is not real? Why? Why is that? And of course I can't answer the question, but my gut level response is, well, because if it is real, whatever they're telling you is not real, and if they're punishing you for saying something you know for a fact it's not real, you're not allowed to say that. Oh, not because they don't have no problem with me lying, because they lie for a living. So lying brings no sanction. You can lie all you want. What you can't do is tell the truth. That is a fact. So once you know that, you can sort of reverse engineer their lies and know with some certainty that whatever they're telling you is not true is in fact true. That's exactly the truth. It's exactly the truth. But then you have to ask motive. Like, it's not a profit motive. Like, does it make them rich to deny that there's supernatural forces? No. What is that? And I don't know the answer.
Tucker's all wound up. Go watch the rest of that clip. But again, I'm kind of out. I'm just going to watch it all unfold. It's way more fun. Again, I'm going to continue doing research on my paddleboard, looking for what's under the water. You guys, I'm running at about 4%. I want to play one more thing for you guys.
I was told that.
Let's see here.
This message is for Raymond Proughton.
Nope. That's the Anunnaki.
Thank you
guy that
very
called.
much for your conversation we had on the live.
We'll talk more about this.
After speaking with you, I think you may be one of the only humans who can take the information I've provided and understand what's really going on.
Me? Did he say my name, Javi? He did. Some Anunnaki guy called me, left me a message. It's on Instagram. It's on TikTok. I think it's everywhere. It's weird.
Please put your hands and legs together.
Hang on. You put your legs together, bub.
Look, right.
A man with no friends or a small circle.
Good night, you guys.
It's a man you don't mess with.
I'll be back on again.
He's learned the hard way that loyalty is rare.
I love you. Have a
He's been
great
stabbed
night.
in the back
To my family.
more times than he can count.
I miss you too.
So he cut the fake ones off and built his peace alone.
Let's say that again. To my family, if you do come across this video, I miss you too. Thanks for the call.
A man with no friends or a small circle. It's a man you don't mess with. He's learned the hard way that loyalty is rare. He's been stabbed in the back more times than he can count. So he cut the fake ones off and built his peace alone. He doesn't need validation from a crowd. His confidence comes from within, while others chase approval. He moves in silence, focused on his own path. He's seen the lies, the betrayal, the ones who only came around when they needed something and he let them go, without regret. His time is valuable. His energy is sacred. His circle is small but solid. Every person in it has earned their place. He doesn't beg for friendships or force connections, because one real friend is worth more than 100 fake ones. So, when you see a man standing alone, don't mistake it for weakness. That's strength. That's wisdom.